Welcome to TLH Patterns. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet these nesting baskets. You can use these cute oval shaped baskets to store your trinkets. The smallest one measures about 5.5 inches long and 2 inches high, and the largest is about 8 inches long and 3 inches high. Here I'll show you how to make the smallest size basket. Along with it, I will tell the changes that you need to make for the other two sizes. I used approximately 350 meters of medium worsted weight yarn or category 4 yarn. I held 2 strands of yarn together, and along with it I used a 5 mm crochet hook. And also you will need some stitch markers. Now let's start. Hold 2 strands of yarn together and make a slip knot. This is the pattern for the base of the smallest size. I'm going to make 13 chains. For the next size you will make 15 chains, and for the largest size you will make 17 chains. I have made 13 chains. Now we are going to work around these chains. Let's start with a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Then we are going to make single crochets in rest of the chains except the last, which would be 10 chains for the smallest size, 12 for the next size, and 14 for the largest size. So here I will work single crochet in the next 10 chains. Here I have the last chain left. Now I am going to work 3 single crochets in this last chain. These 3 stitches as well as the 3 stitches on the other end are the stitches where we are going to work our increases in every row. Okay, now we will work single crochets in the chains on the other side. So work single crochets in the next 10 chains on this side. So it would be 12 for the next size and 14 for the largest size. Okay, now you have this next space where you will work 2 single crochets. So these 2 single crochets along with the first single crochet will count as 3 stitches at this end of the chain, and you will have 26 stitches in total in this round for the smallest size, 30 stitches for the next size, and 34 stitches for the last size. So this is end of round 1. You will not join. Now let's start the second round with 2 single crochets in the first stitch. Place a marker, preferably of a different color, at the first stitch to identify the beginning of every round. Then work single crochet in the next 10 stitches, placing a marker at the first and the 10th stitch. So these 10 stitches are worked even in every round, that is, you will not work any increase between these two markers. So I have placed a marker at the first stitch, and in case of the second size basket it would be 12 stitches, so you will place marker at the first and the 12th stitch, and for the third size it would be first and the 14th stitch. So these are the stitches that are worked even without any increase. Now this is a 10th stitch and I will place a marker here. and then you will work 2 single crochets in each of the next 3 stitches. So by working 2 stitches in each of the next 3 stitches, you have increased 3 stitches on this end, and on the other end you have already increased 1 stitch. That is, in the beginning we worked 2 single crochets in the first stitch, and so you have increased 1 stitch on the other end, and finally you will increase 2 stitches. So here we increase 3 stitches, and now we'll start working even, that is single crochet in the next 10 stitches. So I'm placing a marker at the first stitch, and then I'll work 9 more single crochets and place a marker in the 10th stitch. Now 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. In this round you will have 32 stitches. For the next size it is 36 stitches, and for the largest size it is 40 stitches. Then we'll start round 3. Here also you will increase 6 stitches. So first stitch you will work 1 single crochet, place the marker, and then work 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Then 1 single crochet in each stitch between the next 2 markers. Then work single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, again single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, once again single crochet in the next stitch, and 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So you have increased 3 stitches at this end. Then work even between the 2 markers. Then repeat single crochet in next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch 2 times. So in this round you will have 38 stitches, 42 stitches for the next size and 46 stitches for the last size. Next is round 4. Here work single crochet in the first 2 stitches, and then make 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Then single crochet in each stitch from marker to marker. Repeat single crochet in 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next stitch 3 times. A single crochet in each stitch from marker to the next marker. Repeat single crochet in 2 stitches, 2 single crochet in the next stitch 2 times. You will have 44 stitches for the smallest size, 48 stitches for the next size, and 52 for the largest size. The base for the smallest size stops here, and for the next size you will work one more round of increase. For the largest size you will work 2 more rounds of increase. I have removed all the stitch markers. You will need only one hereafter. The number of stitches in the final round for the second size is 54 and the largest size is 64. Now after finishing the last round, work a slip stitch in the next stitch and then make chain 1 and turn. So now we are going to work into the back loops of each stitch. You can see there are 2 loops, one at the front and one at the back. So these are the back loops and we will work only into the back loops. So let's start with the first stitch. Here is my first stitch. I'll work a single crochet in the first stitch. That is a back loop. I'm working only into the back loops, not into both the loops. Single crochet in the back loop of the first stitch. Now single crochet in each stitch around, so you will have the same number of stitches as you had in the previous round, that is the last round of the base, which would be 44 stitches for this smallest size. So the first round of the body of the basket is single crochet in the back loops of each stitch around. I have reached the end of this round. I will not be joining at the end of the round. Instead, continue working in the next stitch. So this is the beginning of the second round. Place the marker here and continue working single crochet in each stitch around. We'll be working into both the loops. You will have the same number of stitches as the previous round, and that would be 44 for the smallest size, 54 for the second size, and 64 for the third size. Okay, now the second round is also done. We'll start the next round, and this is where we are starting our pattern round. The first stitch is worked as a normal single crochet stitch. Place a marker at the first stitch. And the second stitch, instead of working here, we will work one row below. Normally this is where we work a stitch, so instead we are going to work one row below. So this is called a spike stitch or a long single crochet stitch. The next stitch is a normal single crochet, and the next is a spike stitch that is worked one row below. So we will be alternating these two stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, then a spike stitch that is worked one row below in the next, normal single crochet in the next, single crochet one row below in the next. Continue this around. We have reached the end of the round. Since we started the round with single crochet, we will end with a spike stitch or a long single crochet. And now next round is just single crochet in each stitch around. No spike stitch, it's just the normal single crochet round. The next round is a spike stitch round. The previous spike stitch round we started with a normal single crochet. So in this round we will start with a spike stitch, that is a single crochet worked into the stitch one row below. Place a marker. Next is a normal single crochet, then a spike stitch. So it will come above the spike stitch of the previous round, not right above but next to it, and then a normal single crochet, then a spike stitch. Alternate these two stitches around. Since we started this round with a spike stitch, we will be finishing with a normal single crochet. And the next round is a single crochet round. So just work single crochet in each stitch around without any spike stitch. Okay, that's the end of this round. The next round is a spike stitch round, and since we started the previous round with a spike stitch, we'll start this round with a normal single crochet. Place a marker, then work single crochet one row below. Next is a normal single crochet. Next a spike stitch worked one row below. Then a normal single crochet. Repeat this around. This is the last round for the smallest size basket that I'm showing you here. For the next size, you will repeat 2 more rounds, that is 1 round of normal single crochet and another round of spike stitch. And then for the largest size, you will repeat 4 more rounds. Finish this round with a spike stitch. Now we have one final round, that is we are going to work slip stitch in each stitch around. To make a slip stitch, insert hook in the next stitch, pull yarn and pull through the loop. This is a slip stitch. Now continue working slip stitch in each stitch around. Finish off as I show you here so that the joint is not obvious.